Hey everyone, Skull902 back for another part of Donkey Kong Country. Now, before we get into World 4, because, we're back here in World 3, what are we doing? We're going to Funky's Flights to just demonstrate the basic function of, what this is supposed to be. So, as Funky is explaining far better than I am, you have like a barrel plane here, and he'll fly you around to other worlds, actually. So this is fast travel. So you can go to any world in the game, any level as well. And, you can collect lives or, get a friend. I need Diddy, so why not? There he is. And the reason why I decided to show this off in, the World 4 video is basically when I'm playing Donkey Kong Country, usually I'll go into one of the levels in World 2, the one that I entered actually, and do the 99 lives thing, where like the number displays at 99, but like you get a whole bunch. It's the lives trick from Mario, essentially. I made a video on Super Chaos Comms explaining how to do the trick, and it's for a game such as this where the difficulty is a bit up there. It's a convenient thing to have so that you're not just constantly going back and trying to grind lives and everything like that. Especially for worlds like this. Fuck this fucking world. I fucking hate World 4. As you can no doubt tell from my frustration, World 4 is my least favorite world in this game, because it's the hardest world in this game, and it's like, you've got your ice physics, like there's a bunch of stuff they'll throw at you that, good lord, like they don't throw it at you this fucking hard in any of the other worlds. I can't think of anything that I have nearly as much trouble on in this game than like the first few levels of this world here. This here is Snow Barrel Blast, and the whole thing is like you're going across barrels and stuff. But look at here, like, good God, your vision's getting obscured. That's one of the other lovely gimmicks about this level. And we'll be seeing there's a barrel section at the end, which, due to the like movement of the barrels, like there's barrels that will like move like up and down as well as like turn counterclockwise, and this will be like the only part of the entire game that will have barrels like that, and they spin super fucking fast too. It's really hard, but thankfully they do give you, and you'll find this by accident most of the time. Like, first time players don't even know that it's there, but most of the time when you beat the level, it's because of the like mercy shortcut that they give you. So thankfully there's that. Thankfully there's an alternative. Though a good reward for being able to get through, but you have to do it really quick. Being able to get through that extremely fucking hard barrel section is, if you do it quick enough, which doing it in the first place is an extreme challenge, they'll actually they'll reward you with a 3-up balloon, which is nice. So at least Rare sort of knew. They knew what was going on. Anywho's-its. This here is Slip Slide Climb, I believe the level is called. Again, I'm not terribly good with the level names, I'm so sorry. But the gimmick of this is the only ice cave level, which is an aesthetic that, and the music as well, actually, really fucking nice. You know, I'm not so uppity on this world, but I'll give it this. Like this fucking music and the ice cave aesthetic is really good. I love it. But in this level, what you have here is like icy ropes that will send you in certain directions. Blue sends you up, and purple sends you down. This was probably the level I had the most trouble on in my entire first playthrough of the game, because sometimes the ropes can just fuck you up. It's as simple as that. Sometimes the ropes can just fuck you up. You know, you can be jumping, especially as Donkey Kong, I find. When you're playing as Diddy Kong, you have a little more space, I guess you could say, because his hitbox is shorter. But like here, it's really easy as Donkey Kong to hit those zingers and get yourself, you know, hit and killed potentially. So it's a bit of a nerve-wracking time when you're a little more used to it, when you've, you know, already beaten the level and like you sort of know what to expect. It's better, but it can still fuck with you, especially parts like this where you can't exactly see the platform that you're landing on. And in this one, oh man, you have to jump back and forth real quick so that you don't fall down. This probably caused me a shit ton of deaths actually when I first got to this level. Good lord. I'm cutting out deaths and everything to, you know, streamline this, but holy fuck. That level. And, you know, so that's a thing. This is also a thing. We have the obscured vision, only for a bit though. It seems like we don't quite get it now. So thankfully the whole level isn't like that. But what I remember about this level, I believe it's this level, is that you have to start dealing with Manky Kongs. And there's one right at the end, which is a real bitch and a half. Like Espresso, even though he's incredibly easy to lose, if you can keep Espresso during this level, he is a godsend. He is an absolute fucking godsend. Because, you know, I have no idea what the hell happened there, actually. It wasn't crossfades or anything. It was a very weird visual glitch. I forgot that happened. I totally forgot that happened. That was very strange. But here's where the Manky Kongs start coming in and just, But, you know, so it can be harsh, I guess is what I really mean to say, especially with ice physics and all that. God damn. You know, if it didn't become abundantly clear by now, I'm not the biggest fan of this world. But there's a shortcut up there, and that's what I was saying about, like, having Espresso being, like, a good thing to have when you're in this level. In total fail on the barrel timing there, but just you know. But we're near the end, and this is the Manky Kong section I was talking about. He is a real fucker to time, actually. Or I guess it's not this one, it's the next one. Definitely the next one. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Ice Age Alley, quite hard. Croctopus Chase is actually the only one before the checkpoint that I think is actually fairly tame. Sometimes those squidges there, I believe that's the enemy's name, can blend in with the environment a little too much. And you know, if you're not really looking out for them, you can easily get hit. But like until the very last one, the water levels are actually like very manageable. In my opinion, I really like swimming. You you know, Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong or whatever. Like, getting hit by the shark there was my own fucking fault. So you don't really have to worry about this one. It's like the break, essentially, in all of this. But again, with the difficulty of World 4 here, it's like they give you so many fucking levels, and most of them are like pretty assy and super challenging, especially to a first-time player. And they give you like 4 or 5 before you can actually get to a save point. And like, goddamn, I think Rare possibly was criticized for stuff like that, though, because you'll find in Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, most of the time, you can go to a world and like the points in each world where you save aren't like anywhere after the second level. Like you beat the first level of a world or the second level of a world, and you'll have your save point there. And I don't know if it was a reaction to criticism about that, but I'm really glad that they changed it to be like that, because let me tell you, you know, even though in Donkey Kong Country 2, where you have to pay to save, it is a real convenience to be able to just save your game and whatnot, and not have to like make it a complete and total like huge ass journey in order to like earn your save point. So thank God they listened to that. Something else they might have also listened to is in the Game Boy Advance version, which I do believe all of the GBA versions save like automatically after you beat a level. But I think they realized how much of a spike in difficulty this world is, especially at the beginning, because the last 2 levels are a piece of fucking cake, in comparison to the other ones anyway. And they actually changed level orders in the Game Boy Advance version. So you know, Rare is a company, or at least they were, that apparently took the criticism very well and sort of learned from what people were trying to tell them and whatnot. So yeah, good stuff. This is Torchlight Trouble, with the debut of Squawks the Parrot, who in this game is a baby parrot. So that's something. And I heavily apologize to you if this level is blinding you at all, because good lord, and they did change this for the Virtual Console versions, thank God. But like anytime your Kong turns, and I know it's like for the sake of realism and whatnot, but that fucking flashing light effect that encapsulates the whole screen when you turn a Kong around, good God, like thankfully I play in enough light in order to like not make that so much of a problem, but like fuck's sake. Most people like playing in a dark room, and people had big TVs and whatnot, and I can't imagine how fucking blinding and disorienting it was to just have a big old light flash in their face from Squawks' torch there, which is like, you know, the UK version of or the UK terminology, I should say, for flashlight, because, you know, this game was developed by the British, so gotta play by their rules. Gotta play by the Queen's rules, man. Which is what I'm naming this part now. Anyway, Squawks would be one of the few animal buddies, along with On Guard, to make an appearance in all three of the Super Nintendo trilogy. On Guard is the only one to have the same functionality and base gameplay as in, all of them. But Squawks, at least, in terms of presence, was also there for all three. So, good stuff. Good animal buddies to choose from. I'll explain what Squawks does later on, as we get into Donkey Kong Country 2, because that'll be the appropriate place to do such a thing. So, yeah, good stuff. This level here, timing, is what I'll say for it. Just like this minigame here. It's not so bad at first. I find that I can make it to the checkpoint just fine. But they're gonna have some sections here with tires and zingers there. I jumped way too late there. That was entirely my fault. But they'll have you jumping all across with things, and like you've really got to be good with your timing in order to sort of make it. And everything. It really challenges your Donkey Kong Country skills and whatnot. This is the point where they start reusing bosses, but changing up the strategies a little. This here is really naughty. He's very naughty, but his jump patterns are different. He'll either jump much higher or much further than Very Naughty did, but aside from that being able to fuck you up a little bit, he's just about as easy to take down. I find a very easy end to a very grueling world, in my opinion. But whatever, we're through with that bullshit. I'll see you guys in World 5. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.